Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round 2 of the PNF4. Sorry, I was going to say the PNRF4 then. But the PNF4, we are at Slovakia Ring for this round here. 7 drivers on the grid, and we are just taking a look at qualifying. Lap times around here are over 2 minutes, meaning that most of the drivers will only get 1 good lap in. Let's fast forward to the last minute of qualifying, so we can see what the final standings were. So you can see we've now got 50 seconds and less to go of qualifying. 66 is leading the charge. Lloyd is in P2, Anders in P3, none able to get another lap in. Lemmy in P4 trying to get one more lap in before the door closes. Patterson in P5, Lemming in P6, and Graham is currently unable to get a lap time on the board after getting too many off tracks. And this is the thing with the 5-minute qualifying sessions here at Pre-Ninja, and that is the end. So I really do need to fix that from last time. P1 goes to 662, P2 goes to Lloyd, P3 to Anders, P4 to Lemmy, P5 to Patterson, P6 to Lemming, and P7 to Kirkpatrick, who isn't on the board because he didn't get a lap time set. So let's head to the grid for round 2 of the PNF4. So all the cars are on the grid, the lights are out. We are currently keeping an eye on Graham Kirkpatrick, who is starting in P7. And let's see race round 2 get underway, and the lights are out. And everyone gets off to a pretty good start. There's Anders in the number 33 car trying to figure out which side of the 66 he wants to go. 66 was a little bit slow off the line. Lloyd is leading the way into T1. Anders trying to get round the outside of 66 for lap 1. Oh, and there's a spin there for Lemming. And that means there's going to be quite a lot of front aero damage there for Graham. And that's a lot of time lost. Let's check the replay on that one. So as we go into the corner, keep an eye on the black and white car there, just driving slightly into the back of Fabrice Lemmy in the yellow F4, and Graham just had nowhere to go. Lemming sadly spinning out on the race line. Patterson was quite lucky not to get collected there, and that's definitely some front downforce damage for Graham. Let's head back to the live action. And there goes Graham. So we're back towards the front quartet. We got Lloyd leading the way, 66 in P2. Anders looking to get down the inside of 66 into turn 3. And 66 just leaves enough space there. They're going to go side by side. 66 running, trying to get as much of the circuit as possible. And that allows Anders to get the inside line into T6 and 7. So up to P2 goes Anders. So 66 has come from P1 to P3 in Sector 1. Fabrice Lemmy there after getting a little bit of a tap on the rear end. And Anders getting a great drive out of the left-hand hairpin and is currently battling Lloyd for the position. It looks like Anders might have his nose in front. Oh, and there goes Lemming. Big spin. Big spin, and I think that's going to be the end of Lemming's race. Back to the front, we can see Anders has now got the race lead. Lloyd is incredibly close behind. 66 is in P3. Lemmy is looking to try and use that toe into the second to last corner. Through the last corner they go. It's a pretty fast circuit here at Slovakia Ring. Even though it's quite a long circuit, it's really fun in these F4s. And there is John Passon in the pink F4 in the background there. Lloyd in P2, looking to try and use that toe against Anders into T1. Not able to quite get it done. They got some great exit speed out of T1 as they go over the bridge. A little bit of tyre rub there. And through goes Lloyd into P1. 66 looking to capitalise and take P2 from Anders, but slips back into the slipstream effect. Anders again looking to get down the inside of Lloyd, but Lloyd closes the door off under braking. Anders has still got the inside line now against Lloyd for the next few corners, and 66 is looking to get in on the action here. Does seem to be Sector 2 is the sector of side-by-side racing. And bearing in mind, only 4 minutes has gone so far, and Anders is trying to get round the outside of Lloyd, not able to quite get it done. It's now under pressure from 66, and 66, oh, and there's people going here, there, and everywhere. And Fabrice Lamy going up the rear end of Anders. 66 running a little bit wide after getting a little bit, well, did get squeezed there by Anders. The racing is tight and tough, it seems today. Fabrice Lamy is up into P3, defending from 66. 66 trying to get round the outside of Fabrice Lamy. Can it stick? It can stick. He's got the exit through the S's. And Anders is really trying to put Lloyd under a bit of pressure. Lloyd doing a bit of weaving to break the toe. And it's just whether Anders can make anything of it. Braking quite late. You can tell that wasn't expecting Lloyd to slow down that aggressively. And you can see the damage on Graham's F4 car is just losing him time lap by lap, and because the 2-minute lap time, you're sadly going to lose quite a bit across the single lap. And Lloyd again trying to break the toe. And into T1 they go. You can see Lloyd takes a much wider or later apex line into T1. And Fabrice Lamy in P4 is putting 66 under a bit of pressure. They're side by side as they go round the right-hander. And Fabrice Lamy does indeed have the inside line, moves into P3 temporarily. And Anders is looking to try and get a move done for the race lead. Lloyd goes a little bit wide, gives Anders a space. And side by side they go through the next series of corners. And you can see Anders just seems to be able to get a bit of a better exit out of that left-hand hairpin, or 90-degree left. And over the bridge they go. Just Anders placing his car in the mirrors of Lloyd. Just trying to cause a mistake. But Lloyd is focused. He's getting on with it. As we head towards the final two corners for lap 3, 66 and Letterme, because of the little dicing that Lloyd and Anders are doing. And Anders has got the switchback done on Lloyd. Coming onto the start-finish straight, but it's going to be a drag race. And usually you would want the inside line into T1. But around here, because you can carry so much speed around the outside, you can see there was a little bit of contact there. That could have been so much worse. And Anders is now under attack from 66. Immediately goes defensive. Forces 66 round the outside, but 66 is indeed in the toe of Jamski ahead and should be able to get the move done. Anders tries to slip back in. Defending from Fabrice Lamy, who is going to try and get round the outside, but is unable to do so on this occasion. Fabrice using all of the track. You can see Patterson's just waiting in the background. He's just there, waiting, hoping that there is an error in front of him. And 66 is now having a go at Jamski, the Season 4 PNTCC champion. Oh, it's under attack from 66. And he's also under attack from Anders. And Anders might have managed to get the undercut on both of them. And Anders goes up into P2. And he's got the inside line into the chicane. Over the bridge they go. Can Anders make the move, and can he make it stick? Side by side they go. Around the left-hander. And Anders does indeed get into the lead. So all the way from that left-hand hairpin, but Six and Jamski are side by side, and Jamski's got the toe. A little bit of bump draft there. Going into the last corner. Lloyd runs wide, it's on the dirty part of the track, so 66 slips up the inside and takes P2 away from Lloyd. So Anders, who has P3 within the middle of Sector 2, is now back in the race lead. This could literally be anyone's. 16 minutes left of the race to go. Oh, and Anders runs wide out of T1. And 66 has got a very good toe here as they come over the bridge. Around the long sweeping right-hander. 66 is trying to get around the outside. Jamski was trying to get around the outside of 66. Anders has gone defensive. Parking his car in the middle of the road. 66 just isn't quite alongside enough for Fabrice Lemmy, drifting around turn 3. Did incredibly well to hold on to that then. And 66 is looking to get down the inside of Anders. You can see he carries a bit more speed through that right-hander there. And through the left-hand hairpin we go. I think that was the tidiest so far. So we got to lap 5 before that corner has been the tidiest. So our current championship leader, Anders, is in the lead. But soaking up a lot of pressure from the cars behind. Runs nicely to the apex there. Not really giving 66 a sniff to get down the inside. But I don't think 66 minds this. The gap needs to be built a little bit here. But around this circuit and with fixed setups, it's going to be quite difficult. 66 is looking to get down the inside into the last corner. Anders runs around the outside. And on the power to go, and it's another drag race across the start-finish line. But Anders seems to have just got that little bit more exit speed. Maybe because he was around the outside, so even though there is a bit of rubber on the outside. Looks like someone's playing Stellaris. There, he's able to get the power down nice and early. 66 in front 3 are now back. Less than a tenth between all 3 of them. Really close racing here. And Fabrice Lemmy is just there waiting for a slip up. Anders again going defensive into turn 3. He knows he needs to. He will get dive bombed. Lloyd gets the job done and moves into P2. Lloyd trying to get round the outside. Now dives down the inside of Anders, but just not quite enough space in the inside line. Oh, and there goes Graham. Losing the rear end around turn 3 by the looks of it. Not the best of races for Graham this week, sadly. No fault of his own. Bless him. The moment your car gets damaged, even though it doesn't look damaged, there will be some front aero damage. Damages on it's just limited. And we're back to the front quartet. 12.5 minutes left to go. Lloyd is trying to put the pressure onto Anders. Try and force a mistake. Try and force a move. And here it is. Going into the second to last corner. Lloyd has got the inside line. Anders is trying to carry as much speed as he can round the outside and manages to do so. But what this does mean, it gives Lloyd a great exit speed and great toe. Anders trying to break the toe. Only moving once like you're meant to. Not weaving too much, otherwise you end up causing an accident. I think Lloyd is going to get into the race lead here. The outside line is what you want. Anders manages to cover off, in fact, the apex. Trying to force Lloyd to take the tiny gap, but Lloyd's a bit smarter than that. He's used to racing against Anders. Anders has just parked his car yet again in the middle, making Lloyd make the decision. And he runs a little bit wide, but so does Fabrice Letmy. Can he hold on? This is Lloyd I'm talking about now, and Lloyd can hold on for P2. And this is doing just enough with the defensive drive here to keep these at bay. The problem being is that they are quicker drivers. And once again, Lloyd tries to get down the inside. It's just two different approaches into that corner. One driver's letting off the power. Oh, and down the inside goes 66 into the hairpin. A little bit of bump and rub. You saw the gap, he went for it. It was very aggressive, but Lloyd is just about managing to hold on. Can Fabrice Letmy? Oh, and we are on Graham now, who sadly has made another spin. I think that's at turn 3. Yeah, I think it is, maybe. And through the S's we go. And Anders has managed to pull half a second gap here. So the car behind is technically out of the tow. But it won't take a lot for them to get back into it. Fabrice Letmy trying to get down the inside round the second to last corner. The problem is that it kind of restricts your exit speed because you can't use the whole track to swing across the circuit to get that drive out of the corner. And now Lloyd is definitely back in the tow. Now he's within half a second. And Anders runs wide. Misses the apex. You can just see immediately the trio to P2, P3 and P4 are back on the race leader's gearbox. And Lloyd is looking to get stuff done this time. He's not sure what to do. He's trying to force Anders to move. And Anders manages to defend into turn 3 once again. Incredibly close racing here in the PNF4. Oh, and a lovely little switch back there by Lloyd. He's got the inside line. And Anders is trying to get back down the inside. He's now got the outside line going into the left-hand hairpin. Hard on the brakes, and Anders gets the switch back done again and gets on the power and moves back into P1. Lloyd trying to sit back into the slipstream. Force Jamski to take a bit more of a narrow line into the hairpin, allowing him to get a bit more of a switch back done. And Anders runs completely wide into the first S's. And there is Graham, sadly again spinning out on what looks to me is turn 3. And Anders is now gone from P1 to P2 through the S's, running in wide in the braking zone. And he's trying to maybe do the same. 66 diving up the inside here, trying to battle for P2. But again, because the slightly wider line, just able to carry more speed through the corner. 7 minutes left of the, well, 7 minutes 30-ish left of the race to go. And into T1 we go yet again. Lap 9. Fabrice Letmy goes round the outside of 66. Not able to quite get it done. I think if we have full damage on, we would have had a few ill cars here. Definitely some front aero damage would have happened. And speaking of front aero damage, there is Graham. Sadly just not able to get that front end grip. And Nando's trying to attack Jamski, being nicely squeezed there by Lloyd. And through we go yet again. Can Anders do anything against Lloyd here? Just looking to get round the outside yet again. Horn runs incredibly wide there. 66 might be able to get alongside him here, and I think he does. Oh, and Anders runs wide there, just trying to carry too much speed. 66 has got the inside line, but not quite able to get the power down early enough. But they go side by side, round the left-hander, over the bridge. They go. Now Anders should have a bit of toe. Whether that would help, I'm not sure. And into the S's. They go in. Lemmy's trying to get round the outside of 66 into the first S's. Or so it looked. And again, Lemmy's been sitting in P4, just hoping for some major incidents up ahead of them. Driving a very smart race. Let the three ahead of you make the mistakes. Just pick up the rewards. And there goes Anders into the second to last corners, outbraking Lloyd and getting a really good drive out of the corner. Now Lloyd is under a little bit of pressure from 66. 5.5 minutes to go. 66 is trying to get round the outside. It looks almost free abreast back there. But Lemmy gets down the inside of 66. 66 has kind of done himself in a little bit there and just runs a little bit wide, and that's going to allow Lloyd to go on through. And just tucks in behind Lloyd. 66 is trying to get alongside Fabrice Lemmy, but that's not going to happen either. 5 minutes of the race left to go. Anders is looking down the inside of Jamski yet again, but is not quite able to get the job done. And Lemmy's got the toe, and he's got the position round the outside of T3. Brilliant move there from the Belgian. All of the drivers going off track there, apart from Anders. And it looks as though 66 has got down the inside of Anders here, and Anders has just missed his braking point, and off into the gravel he goes, and that's his battle for P1 over. Pushing and pushing and pushing until you can push no more. Dirty road, bit of curbing, and that's Anders out of the running for the top spot. So that's 1 gone, 3 left. Can Fabrice Lemmy pull off a stunning victory here? Lloyd is leading the way. 66 is trying to get round the outside. Or took a little bit of a wide line rather through the S's. And I think it served him quite well there. And that's what happens, folks, if you don't pay attention to your brake zones. You go off into the gravel and you do a Lance Stroll. Jamski trying to get as much power down out of the second to last corner. The last corner doesn't really exist, it just went through it there. Can 66 get anything done? 2 laps of the race left to go. They're doing about 2:08 for lap times. Jamski takes a great line through T1, running a little bit wide on exit there. And Fabrice Lemmy is back. Well, he's in P3 in a minute. I was going to say back to the back of the pack, which he is, in all fairness. But let's be frank, it's still 3rd position. Still a podium spot. And he's looking to get down the inside of 66, but not quite sure if he's going to be able to do so. Seems a little bit less chaotic now there's only the 3 of them. Can 6 make a move on Jamski? You can see there. Oh, Jamski just gently slowing up the pack. Oh, and Fabrice Lemmy's looking down the inside of 66 here on the exit of the hairpin. Not quite able to get the drive though. Down hill we go through the S's. And they're all relatively tidy. Lloyd has got a 3/10 gap ahead of them. But Fabrice Lamy looks like he could be here to upset 66 a little bit more. He's got a really good drive out of the S's, but not quite enough overspeed to make anything of it on this occasion. Around the second to last corner we go. Back onto the main straight to start the final lap of the race. And you seriously cannot call it. C6 is trying to make a move. They are... well, there's nothing between them, literally. And Jamski doing some clever driving there, just slowly forcing him out wide. Oh, I'm running wide out of T1. So another incident point there. So incident points affect your safety ratings at prettyninjaracing.com. And over the bridge we go, and you can see Jamski's taking the Anders line of approach here. Just holds the inside line, holds the apex, closes off the door, not allowing the car to dive underneath. Fabrice Lamy again, I think it's just hoping that the two in front we'll just have a moment. You can see Anders has now moved back into P4. Patterson has sadly spun off. But it is the last lap of the race. And C6 lurks down the inside. Can't quite get it done. Oh, and this domino effect. But one of them just took a slightly wider line. They would have got an absolute epic drive out of that corner there. And through the S's we go one more time. I don't think Lamy, unless something serious happens, is going to be able to affect what happens in P2. But the person who can affect P2 is 66 himself. Can he get into P1? We're heading up to the final two corners. Is there enough overspeed? 66 is lurking down the inside. Oh, and they're touching. They're side by side, wheel by wheel. Jamski's not letting any space go in. Down his inside, and it's going to be Jamski to take the checker flag here at a Slovakia ring for round 2 of the PNF4. 66 gets P2. Fabrice Lamy gets P3. Anders will get P4. Patterson will get P5, and you can see that. Yeah, you can see the car is not happy for Graham. Graham will get P6. So good quality of points nonetheless. Oh, and it's just that rear end is not happy. It's definitely taking a bit of damage there. So let's take a look at the final results. So as I mentioned, Lloyd gets P1, 66 gets P2, Fabrice Lamy P3, Anders P4, Patterson P5, Kirkpatrick takes P6, and Lemming takes P7. Fastest lap of the race goes to Anders with a 207.646. So how does that affect the standings? So Jamski moves into the lead of the PNF4 with 52 points. 66 is P2, joint with Anders with 50 points. Hugh Janus, aka Patterson, is in P4 with 38 points chosen. aka Graham is in P5 with 34. Lava Lemming sadly not having a great day in the office today and DNFing out of the race, but he does have 30 points to their name. Fabrice Lamy's first round of the PNF4 hooks him with 22 points. We have 4 more races of the PNF4 left to go, and you can join in completely for free. All you have to do is make an account at prettyninjaracing.com. Check out the events that we currently have live at the minute. At the moment, it's just the PNF4. We've got round 3 at Hungaroring next Sunday at 8 PM GMT. We also have Circuit Girard, Nürburgring, and Interlagos to round off PNF4. Each one of those races is going to be absolutely mega, and I hope you can join me for it next week. But until then, look after yourselves, catch you in the Discord, like, subscribe, and I'll see you later. With every beat, you manage to drive. Get you on the top step and win the prize.